Guys, today I'm gonna tell you how to get faster in your running. If you've been putting in a lot of miles and you're wondering why your speed isn't changing at all, you're probably missing a few key pieces, some things you might not have thought about, and I'm gonna give you these exact running exercises today in this video. Hey, if you just found our channel, welcome, we're glad you did, and hit that subscribe button so you get all the newest videos. We've got multiple new videos coming out every single week, all things running, strength work, mobility, run workouts you can do, how to take care of yourself when you're injured, and everything in between. All right, guys, first thing we gotta do to get faster is get comfortable being uncomfortable. To work at these higher speeds, you're gonna have to be pushing it mentally because you're gonna be putting more effort into every step, which over time is gonna make you more tired. So in order to hold a higher pace, you're gonna need to get used to pushing a little bit more through your mind when it hurts. So I'm gonna give you two movements that we're gonna alternate in a short workout. You're gonna do this once a week and you're gonna notice a big difference in how hard you can run and how long you can sustain that for. So first movement I'm gonna show you is a burpee. Don't be freaked out. If you haven't done a lot of burpees, you might think of them as this really intense movement only for like the most hardcore athletes, but this is gonna be something that's really gonna help you work on your hip snap, which gives you power in your hips and your running, and also just get that heart rate up in a way that's gonna make you tired, but make you have to keep moving. So first thing you're gonna do is shoot the hips back. We have a more in-depth version of this and other videos on our channel if you need more, but I'll give you the basic rundown right here. You're gonna sit the hips back, hands are gonna go to the ground, and you're gonna step out to lay on the ground, kind of that controlled crash to the ground. We reach it back, we step, lay it all the way down, chest comes up here, keeping those elbows into the side, and you're gonna step in, little jump at the top. I'm gonna show you this with a jump out now. When we put our hands down, instead of stepping, you're gonna jump, squeeze the butt, lower to the ground. This isn't a strict push-up, it's just a nice controlled lower. Pressing just the chest off first, snapping the hips, jump in, jump to the top. Let me show you two of the step out and two of the jump. I go out, down, in, up. One more like that, out. You can see I speed it up a little bit, in. And here's two with the jump. Big push out, big push in. We go down, here, and jump, down, here, and jump. You are gonna be working on that burpee first for 20 seconds at a time. You're gonna rest 10 seconds, moving on to a jump squat next. All right, the second movement in this little intensity workout is going to be our jump squat. Now from here, we are gonna be working entirely on hip explosion while keeping that heart rate high. So for that jump squat, you're gonna start in a normal squat position. Feet are gonna be about hips width here. I'm gonna reach my hips back behind me, pressing the knees away from each other, keeping that chest up. I go down here, I'm gonna keep my arms forward. As I extend up, I'm gonna come through the ankles, knees, and hips, explode the hips forward, and I'm gonna do a little hop off the ground, throw my arms back. So I come down, throw it, down, throw it. As I start to feel more comfortable here, I'm gonna go a little higher off the ground. Knees go away from each other, big push, big push. The important thing to remember on these squat jumps is that you have to go all the way back down to the squat in between. I'll see a lot of people start to get shallow and it just becomes this jump and not really a squat anymore, but you wanna get all the way down to get the full power out of the heel and the hips to explode forward. So your workout is gonna be 4 minutes long. Doesn't sound like a lot. It's gonna be really getting that heart rate up though and really work you into that period of intensity so you get used to that suffering moment. You're gonna do your burpees, 20 seconds on. 10 seconds you rest, you then go to jump squats. 20 seconds of jump squats, quality reps. 10 seconds rest, back and forth, 4 minutes total for that workout. Guys, next thing we're gonna work on is our hip power, the power behind pushing our hips forward, that explosiveness required to help us sustain higher speeds for longer. When you fall into that marathon shuffle, your hips tend to drop behind you. We no longer have the power of the glutes and the hamstrings to help us pull our feet off quick. If we can work on that hip extension, we're gonna be able to hold those nice, efficient running positions for longer, which eventually will lead you to higher speeds. So we're gonna use a box jump for this. If you've never done these before, we're gonna start nice and slow, and if you don't feel ready for them yet, you can absolutely just stick with your jump squats, but just work on a little bit of a higher position. So from that normal squat we showed, you can really work on just as high as you can jumping just in place, so no box yet. I've got this bench here though, and I'm gonna walk you through how to do a box jump safely and properly, and how to do it for the best hip strength and explosiveness. So what we're gonna do here is just start with a step up. You're gonna keep those hips back. I'm gonna drive into this front heel, and I'm gonna push forward to stand all the way up. This is that hip opening. It's also the ankles and knees opening. So that triple extension, we like to call it, those 3 joints going up the leg. Step again, all the way up and down. One more time, we'll start with the other side. Up and back down. You'll notice as I come up and extend, I'm gonna go down reversing the exact same way. I'm gonna lean the hips back, keeping the shin vertical so I'm not like this with the knee forward. I'm reaching back to give myself space to use the butt to come down so it's not affecting our knee joints. From here, we're gonna build into a jump. I want you to think of this as bringing your knees to your chest rather than, oh, I have to jump as high as the bench to lift my entire body up to it. Instead, you're actually driving the knees up to land to catch you in the bottom of a squat to stand. So make more sense when you try it. So if you're worried at all about if it's too high for you, you should probably start a little bit lower. This is quite low for me, but it's a safe place to start. And with more reps, of course, I can get the same level of workout. But if you need to, just start without the box first. You're just gonna think driving the knees up. So I kind of go to the bottom of the squat, stand and drive the knees up. Little tuck jump, if you will. All we're gonna do is transfer that up to the box now. So I'm gonna sit back, reach my hips with my arms, and I'm gonna drive everything forward, landing here and coming up. I go back, land here, stand up, and step down safely like I showed you on that step up. One more time, I go back, explode, stand up, and back down. You'll notice if you land in a solid squat to the top of the box, you don't actually have to cover that much distance when you come up. So you'll see people do these really high box jumps. If you look closely, they're actually just moving a couple feet up, but they're bringing their knees up to the surface. They land in the squat, then they stand. Here's how you're gonna practice those box jumps. You are going to do 3 to 5 rounds of 5 to 10 reps. Now this is quite a broad range, but if you're brand new to these things, you are totally fine doing 3 rounds of 5 reps. And if you are more experienced or looking for a longer workout, I would say go for that 5 rounds of 10 box jumps. That's gonna be a lot of good practice. Now, I would recommend running 200 to 400 meters between your rounds. Nice and easy, but a really good way to feel the power of those hips in your run form right after practicing the jumps. It's really nice to do any sort of drill that way where you can see exactly how it translates to your running. You should feel really different, especially if you're someone who struggles with a lot of low back pain when you run, which might just mean that you're weak in the hips and always lean forward when you run. When we work on this explosiveness, add it to the running, you're gonna feel so much different and a lot more powerful. So that will be the range here. That'll be the workout itself. It'll be 3 to 5 rounds of 5 to 10 reps with a short run between. This could be like a little down and back on your block. Maybe if you have a long driveway, down and back. In between, take that water and that rest where you need it. Otherwise, you're just working on really quality reps the whole time. All right, runners, now we're gonna put everything together. We built that intensity using the 4-minute workout of burpees and squat jumps. Even once a week, that is gonna help you function at the higher heart rate for longer. You're gonna get used to being uncomfortable and pushing through when you wanna quit. We worked on those box jumps, getting that hip explosion going, the power of our hips with the elevated jump, working through that triple extension, knees, ankles, hips, and honestly getting that heart rate up again in that one. Once a week there for that workout as well, the 3 to 5 rounds, 5 to 10 reps. Final thing I want to tell you guys about is how to work on speed in your next run. We're going to do something called a FARTLEK style run. This is Swedish. FARTLEK is Swedish for speed play. This is a really nice kind of loose, unorganized way to work on your speed without being super strict on your pace or numbers. You're going to use landmarks along your route to push your speed. So let me show you right here. Got this nice little path, the pond, pretty background, and of course a lot of trees. Now for me, I know this area pretty well. When I get up to that stop sign up here, I am going to take off and go fast for the next stretch until I get to the stop sign over on the other side. You can't see these exactly, but I'm gonna use these landmarks to address how fast I'm going to run during the run. So I take off nice and easy. Say I've done a little warm up already. I'm gonna run to my stop sign. I'll show you guys right here, getting closer to it. And when I get to this stop sign, I'm gonna cut and I'm gonna take off as fast as I can, right? And then I'm gonna get to the next stop sign down around that curve and slow down, and then I'll go slower until I hit the next one. I would use stop signs on this particular route, but I can also use anything. I can use hills. This is a hill right here. I can say, every time I hit an uphill, I'm gonna take off faster till I get to the top of the hill. Then I'm gonna go back into that slower jog. So you're not stopping into a walk, you're just mixing up how fast you're running. I can actually do the same on a downhill. Every time I hit a downhill, go as fast as I can and then slow things down. So that's gonna be your speed play workout. Once a week again, this is just kind of mixing these things into the training you're already doing, but focusing on your speed versus running every single day and just hoping that one day you get faster. That's unfortunately not how it works. Guys, beyond fartlek, there are so many other types of runs you can do to work on your speed. Coach Morgan goes through all of them right here. She's got Boston Marathon in a couple of weeks, and you know she's been working on getting that speed up. So trust her, watch that video, and I will see you guys another day.